People don't wake up one day and decide to disrespect you. They don't announce it. They don't warn you. It starts quietly. A tone change. A joke that goes a little too far. Someone interrupting you and not apologizing. And the most dangerous part? You adjust. You stay polite. You let it slide. Because it doesn't feel serious until suddenly, disrespect feels normal. In this video, I'm going to show you why people slowly stop respecting you, the psychology behind it, and the exact moment it starts without you noticing. Stay with me, because one small shift at the end of this video changes how people treat you permanently. Number 1. The biggest lie about disrespect. Most people believe disrespect happens because they're too weak, too nice, or not confident enough. That's a lie. Disrespect doesn't begin with weakness. It begins with misaligned behavior. Here's the uncomfortable truth. People don't study your personality. They study your patterns. They watch what you tolerate, what you correct, what you laugh off, and what you stay silent about. And then, unconsciously, they adjust how they treat you. Not because they're evil, but because the human brain is constantly asking one question: what's allowed here? And silence answers that question louder than words ever could. But here's what makes this dangerous. The behaviors that invite disrespect often feel like kindness, maturity, emotional intelligence, which is why most people never see it coming. Number 2. The subtle behaviors that lower your value. Let's talk about the quiet habits that slowly change how people see you. Not obvious mistakes, not dramatic failures. The subtle ones. Over-explaining yourself. You explain your decisions too much. You justify your boundaries. You give reasons when none are required. Psychologically, this signals uncertainty. The brain doesn't hear your logic. It hears, "I'm seeking approval." And approval-seeking never earns respect. It negotiates it away. Laughing when you're uncomfortable. Someone makes a comment that crosses a line. You smile. You laugh lightly. But inside, something tightens. Your nervous system noticed the disrespect, even if your mouth didn't. And here's the key. People repeat what they aren't corrected for. Every time you laugh it off, you train them where the line isn't. Being always available. You reply instantly. You adjust your schedule. You say yes even when it costs you. Consistency teaches value. If you're always available, the brain categorizes you as predictable, flexible, low risk to disrespect. Scarcity isn't about playing games. It's about self-regulation. Apologizing when you're not wrong. This one is huge. You apologize to keep the peace. You say sorry to smooth tension. You take responsibility for emotions that aren't yours. Over time, this creates a power shift, because psychologically, the one who apologizes more often is perceived as lower status, even if they're competent, kind, or intelligent. And most people have no idea they're doing this. Number 3. Why people change how they treat you. Now let's go deeper into the psychology. People don't treat you based on who you are. They treat you based on what you reinforce, what you tolerate, and what stays consistent. This is called behavioral conditioning, and it works in every relationship: work, family, friendships, even romantic connections. Here's the uncomfortable sentence most people avoid. People don't treat you how you deserve. They treat you how you allow, consistently. Not once, not accidentally, consistently. And once a pattern forms, the brain resists change, which is why disrespect often feels harder to stop than to prevent. But here's the part no one tells you. You don't fix disrespect by explaining yourself better. You fix it by changing the emotional signal you send. And that requires one uncomfortable shift, which we'll get to soon. Number 4. Why being nice backfires. Let's clear something up. Kindness is not the problem. Approval-seeking is. Kindness has boundaries. Approval-seeking removes them. The brain respects emotional stability, clarity, self-control. Not aggression, not dominance, not loud confidence. Respect is felt, not demanded. When you prioritize being liked, you avoid discomfort, you delay correction, you soften your reactions. And people don't consciously think less of you, but subconsciously. They feel safer pushing your limits. And here's the paradox. The more you try to keep things smooth, the rougher people treat you. Number 5. The moment disrespect becomes normal. Disrespect becomes permanent when you adapt to it. You start lowering expectations, rationalizing behavior, telling yourself it's not a big deal. But your nervous system remembers. That discomfort you feel, that's your internal boundary being crossed. And every time you ignore it, you train yourself and others that your boundaries are flexible. That's when respect quietly leaves the relationship. Number 6. The one psychological shift that changes everything. Now here's the shift. Not tactics, not tricks. A mindset change. Delayed emotional response. When someone disrespects you, subtly, don't rush to explain. React. Smooth things over. Pause. Neutralize your tone. Slow your response. Reduce emotional availability. This does 2 things psychologically. It breaks the pattern. It introduces uncertainty. And uncertainty forces recalibration. This isn't about being cold. It's about being clear. You don't need to announce boundaries loudly. People feel them when your behavior changes, your access becomes selective, your reactions become controlled. Respect rises when emotional chaos drops. Number 7. Why this works long-term. Here's the final truth. The moment you stop trying to be understood by everyone is the moment people start choosing their words around you. Not because you changed who you are, but because you stopped negotiating your value. If this video described something you felt but couldn't explain, subscribe. This channel is for people who think deeply, notice patterns, and refuse to stay invisible.